بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين. Thank you for inviting me today. I'm very glad to be part of the 3D Emiratisation career fair, and I'm presenting to you today about employability at HCT. So good afternoon to everyone, and I'm very delighted to go through some of the basic statistics about what HCT is doing to employ their graduates, and we'll take you through the HCT 4.0, the Persona 4.0. We'll talk about employability rates for our graduates, and I think what we're going to conclude in the next 15 minutes perhaps is the job trends and the job market for the upcoming years, especially with the post-COVID-19 era. I would like to start with you by telling you a little bit about HCT. HCT is established for nearly 33 years now, and we have more than 23,000 students. So we are the largest higher education institution in the UAE. That's why we are very much concerned about employing our graduates, especially knowing that the 23,000 students are Emiratis, and to gear them toward the private sector is very essential for us. We are located in 16 campuses, and we are offering a variety of programs, up to 71 different programs. And so far we have in fact graduated thousands and thousands of students, so we have more than 81,000 credentials been awarded for the past 33 years. HCT 4.0 was launched by His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum back in March 2019, and it is focusing on three main pillars. Focusing on graduating companies and offering a program for every Emirati, so no Emirati left behind, and to graduate technical leaders. The outcome of this to graduate is based on the Persona 4.0, and the Persona 4.0 is a concept was introduced in fact by HCT. This is the kind of graduate we look forward to have, and those are the basic fundamental skills of every graduate for every job that we don't know about or does not yet exist. What do I mean by that? The key skills today, we are dealing with the Z generation, so they has to be very competent when it comes to the digital proficiency, and that's why we call it the digital persona. And the professional persona focuses on the key professional skills and competencies in every program. And the key thing for the post-COVID-19 skills for every graduate to have is the entrepreneurial persona. And this is what makes the Persona 4.0. And as we talk about in this presentation, maybe we will highlight on some of the key presentations and how can we achieve those key persona for every graduate. So when we talk about professional persona, we have an HCT coupled every academic program with a professional certification. What do we mean by that? We mean that we have integrated into our curriculum today. By the time students graduate, they are equipped with an academic credentials, and they are equipped with a professional certification that's recognized and awarded by the professional bodies related to that job sector. And this is what you see in this slide here, a variety of professional certifications. So as an HCT, we have signed with more than 22 professional bodies to offer a wide range of different professional certifications in different programs. So a graduate may have 1, 2, or more professional qualifications along with their academic credentials. And we recognize those academic or the professional qualifications is what matters today in the job market. And it is very, if not more important in fact than the academic qualification itself. In 2019, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid also launched the 50th year charter, which focused on changing university to become a free economic and creative zone. And what do we mean by that? Is to graduate companies. So we are no longer only graduating students with the certificates and academic qualifications, but we are more keen today in playing a more important role in sustaining the economy by graduating more and more companies, graduating SMEs, and this is even becoming more critical for our graduates today. So that's why this will lead us to having an entrepreneurial persona. And we have introduced, in fact, the concept of incubation space. And the incubation space is to innovate, incubate, and venture. Innovate through ideas of our students' projects, capstones, graduation projects, and to build a prototype. Incubate them through boot camps and accelerators, and to venture by providing the necessary startup support. So it's a journey where we convert students' ideas and the project to become a commercial product. And this is what incubation space is all about. In fact, as of today, we have achieved many of our companies, and you can see from this slide, we have more than 67 companies have launched through HCT only during the past year. Many of them are led by females. They have a trade license. But more importantly, to reach that number, we have engaged more than 1,200 students involved in different programs of these activities, and to bring our students' mindset to become more entrepreneurial thinkers for the future opportunities that may have. And this is also will take us to the next part of our talk, is to secure employment for our graduates. I may have some statistics in this slide, but I'll walk you through quickly to show you, although 2020 has been a tough year for many of us in the job market, but we were able to increase our graduate employment rates by 6% during last year. And again, those are based on the graduation destination survey that is conducted by the Ministry of Education. So it's an independent survey. So we still have managed to get students increase in employment opportunity. But this is even more critical. So we have 34% of students increase in the private sector. And that's an opportunity for our Emiratis graduates. And when we look at this slide here, we see 90% of professional qualifications awarded to students in 1 year. So this increase of 19% from 52 to 71%, as we have just mentioned, how important is the professional certification to graduate the professional persona. We see the distribution between male and female on the gender. And if we look at some key statistics here at the bottom, we see that now 10,400 online employability workshops has been conducted to activate engagement of our students and to secure employment for our graduates. And we have achieved more than 92% satisfaction rate by our students. And more than 90% of our students have participated in different work placement in the private sector. And this is how we trigger the interest of our students, by placing them through the internship in the private sector, so they will become more and more interested to join the private sector later on. And the job, the HCT graduates, when we have done the survey also, we've noticed that still about 1/3 of our students, they still want to go to a government sector. But we still have the 2/3, they don't specifically, they don't have any objection to go to the private sector, which is another good indication in changing the Emiratis' mindset toward more accepting jobs in the private sector. And here we see the gender distribution as well. In this slide, also, to prepare our graduates, we have to conduct different activities to make them more prepared for the employment market. That's why we have something we introduced within HCT, an initiative called Employability Hub. An Employability Hub is about training our students how to put a CV together, how to conduct an interview skills, going through some of the training on the basic job skills, soft skills, how they prepare, and how they are become more equipped with the right skills when they join the job market. And in fact, this is just a distribution of how many students engage in those activities, starting from CV writing, interview skills, job search, personal branding, work placement readiness. All those activities, in fact, we see thousands of students have participated in it. And that's even prepare better graduates for the job market. And when we have done the surveying satisfaction for our graduates through looking at their the e-workshop resources, how comprehensive, how helpful, and to see how much they are satisfied with this kind of a training, we see more than 92% of our students are really satisfied with the kind of those short training and workshop to make them more prepared for the job market. So I would like to conclude here from our survey based on LinkedIn to identify what are the jobs more demanded, especially, and what is the trend in the job market for the coming year. And when we have compared those professions, we have selected the top 10. The top 10, i.e. based on the growth that happened in this job sector in 2019 compared to 2020. And here is, it's not in a specific order, but let me share with you the different sectors. Specialized medical profession. So we have an increase more than 112, focusing the key, and we know that it's a trend, especially in the health sector today. We are more in need of hiring nurses, basic life support, internal medicine, patient safety, health management, healthcare management, all those areas, and these are the typical titles of those jobs. Another area we've seen booming also is in the areas of online services, which is related again to the digital contents freelancers, preparing bloggers and YouTubes, social media marketing, creative writing, and video production. Another critical area again goes back to the healthcare supporting staff related to the infection control, hematology, microbiology, laboratory skills, clinical research. Those are another key skills are also demanded highly in the market today. E-commerce, we've seen how e-commerce has been heavily demanded because of many of the services being delivered now and requested online. So that's another area that is also critical. Digital marketing specialist, also it's related to the influencer marketing, content strategy, digital marketing, market research, Google Ads. That's also one of the key skills also been demanded lately in the job market. Another also top list related to professional and personal coaches, life coaching, executive coaching. This is also highly demanded, and it is also associated with a different list of the job titles. Creative professionals, video productions, writing illustrations, graphic design, photography, again because of the online services that is being provided. Education roles, now there are many very high demand on many professions and skills related to education, such as education leadership, curriculum development, and instructional design, special education, English as a second language. This is another key areas also has been demanded. Again, this data has been picked up from LinkedIn. Technology, of course, many of the activities associated with technology is also highly demanded, such as responsive web design, JavaScript, user experience design, web development, user interface design. Again, it's all related to online services that's being provided. And last but not the least, specialized engineering roles such as biomedical engineering, deep learning, audio engineering, marine engineering. Again, those are another areas we have picked up, and we've seen how much demand is and the growth and the job market related to those. So with that, now we see the trend in the job market. What is the opportunities are? We have to be careful, especially with the post-COVID-19. There has been many serious shift in different sectors, different business sectors, and focuses more on different areas. Those areas we've seen are highly demanded, again, in the health sector, in the technology, and online services being provided, some of it in education, some of it in specific areas in engineering as well, e-commerce, and we've seen it from this list that the demand in those set of skills related to those professions is one of the key areas we would like to get more of our students enrolled in those kind of program. So with that, I would like to conclude by thanking you for listening, and I'm happy to share with you all those data and those ideas that we have been promoting through HCT to secure an employment opportunity for our graduates. And we live today in a very dynamic world. COVID-19 have done so much changes in different business sectors, and the way we deliver our business model as well. That's why we need to be continuously engaging and to see what are the new set of skills is being imposed to integrate it into our curriculum, so we make our graduates more and more prepared, especially not only focusing on the job opportunities, but also to have their own entrepreneurial skills, to start up their own business, and to create their own opportunities. This is how we create wealth within the UAE, by sustaining an SME initiatives and SME programs and businesses throughout the economic in the UAE. Thank you very much.